Right. Good evening, everyone. Great. Hi, good evening, Shivank. Good. Okay, I think most of the students have joined in. Great. So let me do a quick recap. हम लोगों ने last class में क्या-क्या देखा था? Millikan's oil drop experiment, quantization of charge, anode rays, plum pudding model, Rutherford's gold foil scattering experiment. A question or two on that. Nice. ठीक है. Theory of light is where we were. All right, yeah. Now I remember हम लोगों ने Young's double slit experiment पर last discussion अपना close किया था. Great. So related to that, today we are actually going to now do a deep dive into the quantum theory of light. All right. So based on our discussion in the last class, you guys must remember what was the initial theory of light that was proposed by the scientists during that time. Just a second. All right. All right. So this is something in continuation of what we did in the last class. So as you would have noticed from Young's double slit experiment, जो मैंने आपके साथ में एक towards the end of last class video share किया था, it talked about the wave nature of light. Right, as a quick recap of that experiment, किस तरीके से था that there was a source of light and this source of light के सामने there was a screen one that was placed which had two slits मतलब small openings, and it is something which you can actually do at home as well. It's a very simple experimental setup. You can use a laser beam as a source of light. Okay, that will be actually a convenient source. and the slits that are supposed to be present have to be very small. Okay, they are actually supposed to be of the order of the wavelength of the light, but ठीक है, millimeter या उससे भी छोटा dimension रहेगा. So that will also work, right? And behind the screen one, there would be a screen 2, right? And a particle expectation would be that, you know, if there is a source of light that is emitting radiations from left to right, then these rays would pass through these holes, and we will see two dots corresponding to the two holes. If we think of light as particles, the particles would come in via these holes and get, or glow the screen 2 at two dots. But what was actually observed was not this. What was observed was something which was not expected from particles, right? What was observed was that there was a bright region followed by a darker region, then a bright region followed by a darker region, and so on so forth. Okay, so there was a pattern that emerged here, and this pattern is something which is a very inherent property shown by waves. ठीक है, तो यहां से जब लाइट को वेव की तरह समझा जाता है, ठीक है, we kind of think of light as waves, then this made sense, right? How it made sense was demonstrated by those water ripples in that video, right? If you remember in that video, let me find that frame for you. Okay, there was this Young's double slit experiment. Nahin. Original double slit experiment. Right. So this is actually, the thumbnail is the one which is the interesting one. Right. So this is where he demonstrated. Right. As you can see that there are regions in water which are raised. There are regions in water which are flat. Okay. And if you have something to show this as a projection, right, then you can see that there is a pattern that emerges. Right. So this was this interesting observation, and इसको simple terms में समझने के लिए, let me just talk about these wave-like properties. Right. So wave property of interference, and so there was this what we call as interference pattern was observed. Right. What is meant by interference? ठीक है, ये आप वैसे डिटेल में पढ़ोगे in your class 12th chapter in physics called as waves. वहां पर ये सब आप डेप्थ में पढ़ोगे. I'm just giving you a very small idea in it because it helps you to visualize certain concepts that we are going to use in this chapter. right? Interference versus collision, right? So interference is actually a wave phenomena, whereas collision is a particle phenomena, right? So you have two particles, say particle 1 and particle 2, they you know, come in from different directions, and depending upon their speed, depending upon their you know, mass, depending upon the angle of collisions, etc., we have Newton's laws of motion. ठीक है, आप लोग खुद अब पढ़ोगे थोड़ा टाइम में. Newton's laws of motion, conservation of energy, conservation of momentum, all those to describe how the particles undergo a collision. Okay? But when we talk about waves, you know, waves, they show a very different phenomena. When you know, two waves, okay, one coming say from left to right, okay, and the other coming say from right to left. Okay, let me keep this identical. Let me actually use a okay, so there is this wave. I'll show you one more video. Actually, that video is also a good, interesting video that talks about you know, how waves interfere with each other. So मान लो ये एक wave left to right जा रही है और एक right to left जा रही है, ठीक है? So when they are going to collide with each other, we don't say it a collision, we actually say it as an interference, ठीक है? And that interference can have various possibilities depending upon how the waves meet with each other. Okay, one of the many possibilities, or two of the many possibilities, is called as constructive interference and destructive interference. Okay, there can be many things in between also. What is constructive interference? Is that, you know, ये wave जो है, ठीक है, wave के जो peaks होते हैं and valleys होती हैं, इनको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Crests and troughs. ठीक है, these I'll just quickly mark them. So this is called as crests, and the bottom parts, they are called as troughs. So if crests overlap with crest, okay, then what we get, okay, so what we get, so ये wave 1 है, ठीक है, and इसी के ऊपर overlap करता हुआ भी दूसरा wave है. What you will get as a result is a constructive interference, that the, you know, wave doubles in terms of its size, in terms of its amplitude. Okay, this is called as constructive interference. Okay, how do we talk about it? Crest overlaps with crest, and in case, okay, in case the interference happens in this manner, that, you know, एक का crest है and दूसरी wave का trough है, ठीक है, they kind of overlap with each other, ठीक है, इस तरीके से, if the waves come across each other, then what we see is that these waves cancel out each other, and what you will have is a flat line. Here, crests overlap with troughs. And if you have anything in between, then what gets or what comes out as a result is something which is given by a law of superimposition. ठीक है, क्या होता है law of superimposition? It's pretty simple. ठीक है, you just superimpose one wave on other and see how much one wave is adding or cancelling out the other. ठीक है, it is a pretty easy exercise to understand. Let me do or let me show you one video that highlights the same, and then you can also understand this wave nature of interference. Okay, I'll show you a quick video regarding the same. Give me 1 minute. All right, found it. So quality इतना अच्छा नहीं है, and it's a slightly longish video, but worth it to understand the concept of pulses and waves. All right, कहाँ गया? I'll send it to everyone on the chat window as well. This is the video. So they have a very visually appealing setup to understand the concept of waves and overlaps of waves. Right, so initial video is about just a pulse. It's just a single waveform that is generated. You can see the crests and the trough. This is constructive interference. Okay, for the moment when the two waves meet, there is an interference, and then the two waves just cross each other as if nothing happened. Okay, so as you can see, upon constructive interference, the two waves doubled, like they just added up, and then they just crossed each other like nothing had happened. Then there is destructive interference also, in which you can see that for the moment when the destructive interference happens, okay, the crest and the trough cancel out each other, and what you have is a flat region, or you can say no wave for that moment, and again then they just pass through each other. Right, so this is a question actually, are the waves bouncing off each other or they are just passing through each other? So you might have a question, are they bouncing through each other? Is it a collision? The answer is no. Actually, they are just crossing through. As you can see in this video, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड से एक पल्स डाली है और राइट हैंड साइड से दो पल्स डाली है, and you can see that they just pass through. And for the moment when they are overlapping, they show the phenomena of interference. All right. So I would request everyone to now come back. आपने first 3.5 minutes अगर देख लिए हैं, so that explains the part that I was talking about. That explains the part of what a interference looks like. ठीक है? Interference is the same literal English word when something interferes with something, something gets involved with something. That is what we say interference is. So यहाँ पर there are these two pulses or two waves that are undergoing interference. Now this interference का phenomena was shown by light, and this established the wave nature of light. Right. So if I want to conclude this introductory part, right? So what I would want to say is that these experiments, or I should say this experiment by Thomas Young, demonstrated light showing. Let me go on mute for a while. I think it will be better for everyone. All right. So as I was saying that now after the Young's double slit experiment, and in fact before even Young's double slit experiment also, there were some other experiments done by scientists. Thomas Huygens is actually one of the important names when it comes to wave theory of light. So these scientists, they established that light shows wave nature. It shows, or it shows these properties that are characteristics of waves only. And post this, then there came many other observations which were well explained by the wave theory of light rather than the particle theory of light. Okay. So in order to get into details of it, ठीक है, हम लोग quickly एक recap करेंगे regarding properties of waves, right? So in fact video में जब आप देखोगे the first 3.5 minutes were about interference, and the next 3.5 minutes are actually describing types of waves and their properties like wavelength, amplitude, frequency. So all those properties are something which I am going to quickly recap with you. So यहाँ पर observe करना, one of the first and the most important properties that is there with a wave is called its wavelength, right? So it's the distance between two consecutive crests or troughs. In a waveform. Okay, so this is something of a simple definition which keeps in mind simple traveling waves. ठीक है, जैसे जैसे आप types of waves की details में जाते जाओगे, the definition will become more and more general. But अभी के लिए अपने लिए इतना definition is more than enough, right? So you have, say, a wave which is like you can think of a water wave or a water ripple, traveling, say, left to right, right? So the distance between two successive crests or two successive troughs is what is called as wavelength. Okay. Then second important characteristic or property of wave is actually its frequency. In fact, before getting into the details of frequency, I would also want to highlight a couple of more things. SI unit of wavelength would be SI unit of wavelength is what? Meters. Okay, it's a unit of distance. Okay, lambda is the symbol, Baba. Lambda is this symbol that is used. The SI unit is meters. Now, the thing is that we do not use meters in general because meters is quite large to describe the wavelength of waves that we are going to come across. So there are these prefixes that are used to describe smaller dimensions. Now I'll just quickly talk about these prefixes of 10, and they are something which you should also remember because they are going to become part of your questions and problem solving going forward, right? So 10 की power -1, ठीक है, that is given a prefix deci. 10 की power -2 is given a prefix centi, ठीक है. 10 raised to the power of -3 is milli. 10 raised to the power of -6 is called micro. Okay, it is represented using a symbol mu. 10 raised to the power of -9 is nano. ठीक है, then यहाँ पर मैं एक special 10 raised to the power of -10 के लिए बता रहा हूँ. This is called angstrom, represented with a with a dot over it, and this is only used for length. ठीक है, it is only and only used for length. These other prefixes are something which are used for other units as well, like milliliter या milligrams या millimoles, right? इन सब के लिए भी आप use करते हो, ठीक है. बट नॉट फॉर लेंथ. जो एंगस्ट्रॉम है वो सिर्फ लेंथ के लिए ही है. ठीक है. So we will be coming across around it quite often. Then 10 raised to the power of minus 12 is called pico. 10 की power minus 15 is called femto. And 10 raised to the power of minus 18 is called atto. ठीक है. So these are when we are going to a smaller and smaller scale. ठीक है. Sometimes we might even talk about going to larger scale. So in that case also there are these prefixes which you should know. So 10 raised to the power of plus 1 is called as deca. 10 raised to the power of plus 2 is called as hecta ya hecto, sometimes depending upon how it is being used. Then 10 raised to the power of 3 is called kilo. 10 raised to the power of 6 is called mega. Giga is 10 raised to the power of 9. Then 10 raised to the power of 12 is mega, giga, tera, peta. And then 10 raised to the power of 18 is exa. Right. So in fact, you would also come across these prefixes when you would talk about data storage also. आपकी हार्ड डिस्क, ठीक है, अभी पीटाबाइट्स में भी आने लग गई है. आई डोंट नो, घर पर तो खैर आप लोग टीबी वाली यूज करते होगे फॉर कॉमन रिटेल पर्पसेस. टेराबाइट्स में, लाइक व्हेन आई वाज इन स्कूल्स एंड कॉलेजेस, तब तो जीबीज में ही बात होती थी, गीगाबाइट्स में. ठीक है. टेराबाइट्स वाज नॉट समथिंग दैट वी came across quite often, but now it is something which is quite normal to come across 1 TB 2 TB hard disks. ठीक है. इनफैक्ट अभी जो रिसेंट ब्लैक होल का इमेज आया था उसके लिए कितना पीटाबाइट्स में डेटा लगा था, दैट इज ऑल्सो समथिंग दैट वाज इन न्यूज फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. सो ये प्रीफिक्सेस आपके सामने रहेंगे which will be used while describing quantities which are either too small or too large. ठीक है. सो आप ये ध्यान रखना. All right. Do you have any doubts regarding this? Right, Rashmi. You will have to remember these. These will come as part of certain questions, and I don't think that you will be given any conversion. Right. For example, if you are given, say, an example, something like this, that for example, let's say I give you a question. तो आपको ये conversions याद होने चाहिए. So let's say lambda is 1 nanometer. So how much is it in terms of millimeters? ठीक है. How many millimeters does it mean? So you should be able to do these conversions. 1 nanometer is how much millimeter? ठीक है. तो if you remember, कैसा होगा? 1 nanometer was 10 raised to the power of minus 9 meters. ठीक है. And 1 millimeter is 10 raised to the power of minus 3 meters. Right. So up, depending upon however you want to do the math, okay, it is up to you. See, for example, what I would want to do here is that 10 raised to the power of 3 nanometer is actually 1 meter, and then I would substitute it over here. Okay, I will substitute, instead of meter I would write 10 raised to the power of 3 millimeter. Okay, so what I will come out with is that 1 nanometer is 10 raised to the power of minus 9, and what do I write this meter? This meter will be 10 raised to the power of 3 millimeters. So when I simplify it, I get my answer as 10 raised to the power of minus 6 millimeters. Okay, so this is just one way of working. You could do the same in many other ways as well. Okay, I have no inhibition of the methodology you use. All I am worried about or all I am concerned is the final answer. Okay, I would want you to be able to freely flow between these interconversions whenever required. Okay, I'm not saying today, but going forward when we'll be doing practice. Okay, all right. Now let me talk about the second property of waves, which is called as frequency. Okay, frequency is represented by this symbol called as nu. Okay, it's like a curved V. So you don't write a V, you do some jazz around it, you do some curve around it, and what you have with this is called as nu. Okay, it is different from mu. This is the symbol for mu. ठीक है, तो इन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंशिएट करना. ठीक है, this is nu, right? All right, so how do we define frequency? ठीक है, again I'll go with a simple definition. ठीक है, for a traveling wave, ठीक है, simply speaking, for a traveling wave, something which is going from one region to another region. ठीक है, so for a traveling wave, frequency is defined as number of cycles. ठीक है, or you can say wavelengths. ठीक है, passing through a point per second. ठीक है, SI unit of frequency is cycles per second, you can say, or just per second, second inverse, which is also called as hertz. HZ से हम लोग represent करते हैं. ठीक है, now what it means, एक बार मैं इसको यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा visually describe करके आपको बताता हूँ. That frequency is something that is, हमने कैसे define करा है, the number of wavelengths passing through a point per second. ठीक है, so let's say you have a wave traveling from left to right, and this is the point that we are trying to discuss at time t equal to 0. ठीक है, this is how the waveform looks like. ठीक है, at time t equal to 4 seconds. ठीक है, for example. ठीक है, 4 seconds बाद आपको देखने के लिए बोला जा रहा है, and what you observed was something of this nature. ठीक है, थोड़ा pardon my drawing, it is not that great. Okay, it is even more difficult to do it on this writing pad. So what you have seen here is that through this point you can see that one wavelength passed, another wavelength passed, and then another wavelength passed. Okay, so you can see that 3 lambdas, or you can say 3 waveforms, 3 complete cycles passed in time 4 seconds. So our definition of frequency will be 3 waveforms passing in 4 seconds. Okay, so our frequency will be 3/4 hertz, or you can say 3/4 cycles per second. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया how we define frequency? right? The wave was traveling say left to right, and this is what we saw, that through a point how many waves passed per second. Okay, that's the simple understanding. All right, let's come to the third property of waves. This is called as speed. Okay, and we'll talk about traveling waves. Okay, so यहाँ पर observe करना what is meant by speed. So it is a literal meaning only. The literal meaning goes in the same simple manner. It is the linear distance covered by wave per second. Okay, so it is distance traveled per unit time, right? So you get an interesting formula based on this. यहाँ पर notice करना v, which is the speed of a wave, will be equal to its frequency into its wavelength. Okay, so this is a very important formula which you will see. Speed is equal to frequency into wavelength. So this is something which comes from the definition itself. Okay, if you will see the definition, frequency का definition कितना है? That एक second में कितने wavelengths pass हुए, ठीक है? And each wavelength means lambda linear distance got traveled, right? So the total linear distance traveled was 3 lambda in a time duration of 4 seconds, right? So frequency 3/4 into lambda will give you the speed. Okay. The symbol of frequency is called as nu, nu. ठीक है, it is different. ये जो speed का symbol दिखाया मैंने, ये आपको v दिखाया. This is a simple v that we use for speed. ठीक है. For frequency we use this curved v, which is called as nu. ठीक है. SI unit of speed is something which you would already know, is meter per second. ठीक है. As you can see, frequency is per second and lambda का SI unit is meters, so speed is meter per second. ठीक है. Yes, this is the same thing as what we call as wave velocity also. ठीक है. Although there would be differences when we say velocity and speed, because velocity is a vector quantity. So that is why I am not getting into all that mess. I am trying to keep things simple for you. What we are discussing here right now is just the speed. Okay. So if the wavelength is not in meters, say it is in nanometers, so the speed can be in nanometers per second. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Yes, Bhargav, that is also fine. Right. So these are some characteristic or properties of waves. एक और मैं बता देता हूँ, something which also will be used. In fact, there are two more. मैं एक बार quickly यहाँ पर capture कर देता हूँ. ये अभी immediately काम नहीं आएंगे, but आगे जाके definitely काम आएंगे. We have something called as wave number. ठीक है. Wave number is represented by this symbol nu with a bar over it. ठीक है. We pronounce it as nu bar. ठीक है. And what it means is simply number of cycles or wavelengths per unit length. ठीक है. Number of cycles, or you can say wavelengths per unit length. So by the simple formula, this nu bar is actually 1 by lambda. ठीक है, तो इसका जो SI यूनिट रहेगा, ठीक है, that is simply meter inverse. This is what wave number means. It is just 1 by lambda. ठीक है, now कैसा इसका यूज रहेगा, कहाँ पे इसका यूज रहेगा, वो मैं आपको सिखाऊंगा, बताऊंगा when we will be in Bohr's model of atom. ठीक है, तब हम लोग इस चीज का यूज करेंगे. अभी के लिए let's just note it down. ठीक है, then another important property is amplitude. ठीक है, now capital A से represent कर देते हैं, and this is something which is going to be useful in the quantum mechanical model. ठीक है, this will play an important role there. So what it is in very simple terms, it is the maximum displacement from the mean position. Okay, that is one simple definition of it. Or you can say the height of crest or trough from mean position. Okay, so this dot 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 line is the mean position, and iske about, let's say you have a waveform, okay, with its crests and troughs. So this distance of the crest from the mean position is what is called as the amplitude. Okay. Now, these are some simple important characteristics of waves. These terms are something which I will be using time and again while discussing and working with questions. Okay. And a very important relationship is that speed is equal to frequency into wavelength. ये काफी useful रहेगा हमें, ये काफी जगह काम आएगा. ठीक है. Now, this is something that the scientists at that point in time understood as properties of waves. Okay. Now, as I said, that the recent theory that was prevalent at that time was the wave theory of light. So this wave theory of light was further evolved, I should say, around 1850s, I should say. ध्यान से आपने observe करना. Around 1850s, James Clerk Maxwell, right? हम लोगों ने देखा भी था, और we talked about it in the last class also. Around 1850s, James Maxwell, he further evolved, okay, evolved this wave theory of light. And concluded that light is an electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic wave, or also called as electromagnetic radiation. So what was it or how it was described? एक superficial idea मैं आपको देना चाहूंगा. All right, so Sumit का question है that are these properties satisfied by all types of waves? Well, Sumit, not really. जो मैंने यहाँ पर definitions आपको करवाई हैं, ठीक है? These are simple definitions for something like a sine wave that you are seeing in front of you. ठीक है? Now, when you will get into the depths of waves, when you will get into the details of different types of waves, you will come across more variations. And that is not something जो हम लोग अभी जाना चाहते हैं. See, the objective is not to teach you waves because that's a separate chapter in itself. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पर just एक quick overview हम लोग ले रहे हैं. नहीं, Sumit, SUMEET, not Sumit Pal. All right. So yeah, as I was saying that अभी तक, ठीक है, यहाँ पर आप ऑब्जर्व करना that 1850s के पहले, ठीक है, we understood that wave nature of light, that we understood that wave theory of light represents best what light is or what properties light shows. ठीक है, but exactly light होता क्या है, होती क्या है, ठीक है, कहाँ से आती है, what is its origin, what is it made up of, all those questions still remained unanswered. So what happened was that this detail, this origin of light was explained by James Maxwell in his theory of electromagnetism. Okay, and how he went about it, ठीक है, एकदम हम लोग सिंपल तरीके से समझने की कोशिश करेंगे because the details of it are again complex electrodynamics. तो हम लोग एक बहुत ही बेसिक स्टेटमेंट के थ्रू समझने की कोशिश करेंगे इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स को. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे ऑब्जर्व करना. How it goes in this is when a charged particle undergoes acceleration, ठीक है, alternating electrical and magnetic field are produced. These fields propagate, or I should use a simpler word, say these fields are transmitted in form of waves called as EM waves, electromagnetic waves, or EM radiation. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर this is like a very simplified understanding for the origin of electromagnetic waves. So एक छोटा सा आइडिया मैं आप दो लोगों को देना चाहूंगा, ठीक है, अगेन नॉट गेटिंग इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ इट. आप लोगों ने कुछ कुछ चीजें तो सुनी होंगी, समझी होंगी, दैट चार्ज, ठीक है, चार्ज इज एन इंट्रिंसिक प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ मैटर. ठीक है, लाइक मास is a fundamental property, वैसे ही charge is also a fundamental property of matter. It can be zero also, it can be positive or negative also. ठीक है, now what exactly is a charge and all, ये सब details में ना जाते हुए I'm just going to simply talk about a property associated with charge. ठीक है, around a charged particle, ठीक है, there exists an electrical field. ठीक है, so this is also an observation that we came across. So if you have one charged particle and another charged particle, and if we bring them close to each other, ठीक है, they experience certain force between them. ठीक है, it could be an attractive force, it could be a repulsive force, depending upon how the charged particles are. ठीक है, so what we understand is that एक charged particle के around there is some field, some invisible force that is present, and we call that electrical field. ठीक है, now what happens in class 12th, there is a chapter called as electrostatics. ठीक है, तो यहां पर आप ये static word को नोट करना. ठीक है, in class 12th you will study stationary charge. ठीक है, static मतलब stationary. ठीक है, because that is what is something that you can handle right now. ठीक है, and not even right now, in class 12th only. So you will come across a chapter called electrostatics, जहां पर एक stationary charge होगा. ठीक है, and उस stationary charge की properties, उसका electric field, उसकी electric potential, ये सब आप discuss करोगे. ठीक है, now if this charge undergoes motion, ठीक है, we go into another branch of science called as electrodynamics. This is something that we do not get into details of. ठीक है, हम लोग current and all के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. Current is actually flowing charge. ठीक है, but getting into details of it, understanding this from the perspective of electrodynamics, that is not something that you are going to study as part of JEE syllabus also. ठीक है, so थोड़ा सा हम लोग इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स के बाहर निकलते हुए जब इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स के फील्ड में जाते हैं, तो वी स्टडी अ चार्ज पार्टिकल अंडर मोशन. ठीक है, एंड उसमें भी, ठीक है, यहां पर नोटिस करना, व्हेन अ चार्ज पार्टिकल अंडरगोज एक्सेलरेशन. ठीक है, तो क्या होता है दैट इस चार्ज पार्टिकल का जो ये इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड रहता है इसके अराउंड, ठीक है, देयर इज एन इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. अगर स्टैटिक है, ठीक है, स्टेशनरी है चार्ज पार्टिकल, तो ये इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड यूनिफॉर्म रहता है. ठीक है, इट इज यूनिफॉर्म अराउंड दिस पार्टिकल. बट if this particle undergoes acceleration, then what happens is that this electric field gets disturbed. ठीक है, and what we say is that it oscillates, and this oscillation of electric field somehow, ठीक है, again not getting into the details of it, somehow gives rise to magnetic field. ठीक है, oscillating electric field. This is what the fundamental of theory of electromagnetism was, that magnetic field is not a new property in itself. Magnetic field actually comes from oscillating electric field. So this electric field, when it oscillates, ठीक है, it generates a magnetic field which also oscillates. ठीक है, it is not a uniform. ठीक है, it is not uniform. It is also something which is oscillating. ठीक है, now what happens is that this electric field and magnetic field, ठीक है, they together propagate. ठीक है, let's say ये चार्ज पार्टिकल है और ये वैक्यूम में रखा हुआ है. ठीक है, तो ये जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है एंड ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है, जो ये ऑसिलेटिंग इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एंड ऑसिलेटिंग मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है, इट विल प्रोपोगेट अराउंड दिस पार्टिकल. ठीक है, It will propagate around this particle, and this propagation, okay, this transmitted electric and magnetic field is what is called as EM waves, electromagnetic waves. ठीक है. Now इस चीज को एनसीईआरटी में एक डायग्राम के फॉर्म में भी दिखाया गया है. ठीक है. So let me actually take that diagram. It will be very difficult for me to draw that here, so I'm just going to take a screenshot. ठीक है. So right. So this is a simplified view. So यहाँ पर आप समझना that 3D में x is the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave. ठीक है. Let's say it is around the x axis. ठीक है. तो the electric field component, ठीक है, the electric field oscillates perpendicular to it. ठीक है. तो ये z axis के around you can see around about the z axis electric field को oscillate करते हुए दिखाया है via this red line. ठीक है. And magnetic field, ठीक है, in fact I should have used the red to denote this electric field oscillating, and this blue line, ठीक है, this blue curve, actually this is oscillating about the y-axis. ठीक है. This is the oscillating magnetic field that is being shown, ठीक है, about the y-axis. So what it is highlighting as an important property is that the oscillating electric and magnetic fields produced by accelerated charged particles are perpendicular to each other as well as perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. ठीक है. So this is something which I know for a fact that आप लोगों के सर के ऊपर से जा रहा होगा, and जाना भी चाहिए, because of the fact that आप लोगों ने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड तक नहीं पढ़ा है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड तक नहीं पढ़ा है, एंड यहाँ पर आपने सिंपल यूनिफॉर्म इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड तक नहीं पढ़ा होगा, एंड आपको यहाँ पर ऑसिलेटिंग इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एंड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के बारे में बोला जा रहा है. ठीक है. सो दैट इज कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंडेबल, एंड दैट इज वेयर आई एम ड्रॉइंग दैट बाउंड्री फॉर यू, दैट व्हाइल वी आर स्टडिंग अबाउट इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स, हम लोग एक बहुत ही सुपरफिशियल पर्सपेक्टिव के साथ में चीजें डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. So one of the important points that we discussed was this first one, ठीक है, that talks about that what exactly is electromagnetic wave. ठीक है. What are the origins of electromagnetic waves. ठीक है. So this point answers the origin as well as tries to explain that what exactly is electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic wave is oscillating electric field and magnetic field propagating perpendicular to each other and mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave itself. ठीक है. Now यहां पर ऑब्जर्व करना। सो ये आपने जो पॉइंट देखा, दिस इज एक्चुअली एन important characteristic of electromagnetic waves. Another important characteristic यहाँ पे आप notice करना, electromagnetic waves do not require any medium. ठीक है, they can even travel in vacuum. ठीक है, in fact something to note here is that in vacuum the speed of electromagnetic waves, ठीक है, or what we call as light, is roughly 3 into 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second. ये आप याद रखना. This is something which we'll be using time and again. ठीक है, आपने जूनियर क्लासेस में पढ़ा भी होगा इसके बारे में, that this is the speed of light. So all electromagnetic waves, they travel with the same speed. ठीक है, now यहाँ पर one more thing to understand here is that electromagnetic waves differ from each other in terms of their frequency or wavelength. Differ from each other in terms of their frequency or wavelength. So depending upon their frequency and their wavelength, we actually classify them as an entire electromagnetic spectrum. ठीक है, all right, so there are certain doubts that came. So Ayur का doubt है, sir, waves need a medium to travel, but in vacuum there is nothing. हाँ, so Ayur, that is a common understanding about waves, that you know that waves require a medium to travel, but not electromagnetic waves. These are special. They have different properties than say sound waves or water waves, right? Those are also waves only, but they are different waves. They require medium for propagation. But electromagnetic waves, ठीक है, जो light हम लोग बोलते हैं, that does not require any medium. These electric fields and magnetic fields, they can propagate through vacuum also. ठीक है, मतलब जैसा एक चार्ज पार्टिकल आपके पास यहाँ अर्थ के एटमॉस्फेयर में रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, सराउंडेड बाय गैस एंड एयर, तो भी उसका एक इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड रहेगा. उस चार्ज पार्टिकल को आप पानी में रख दोगे, ठीक है, तो भी उस चार्ज पार्टिकल के अराउंड उसका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड रहेगा. ठीक है, स्लाइटली चेंज होगा बिकॉज ऑफ द मीडियम. ठीक है, उस चार्ज पार्टिकल को आप वैक्यूम में जाके रख दो तो भी उस चार्ज पार्टिकल के अराउंड उसका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड रहेगा. And these electric field and magnetic field, they do not have any dependency of medium. ठीक है, they do not depend on the medium. ठीक है, their values, ठीक है, their values, they might actually change from medium to medium. ठीक है, जैसे for example in vacuum, electric force between two charged particles might be different when those two charged particles are kept in water. ठीक है, so the values might change a bit, but that does not nullify the existence of the electric field and the magnetic field. So they still are present even if there is nothing, even if they are in vacuum. ठीक है, well, maybe what is inside a black hole can be a question, that in black hole, do these radiations like do they even exist or not, because that is something of a research topic in itself. All right, so there's a doubt from Ravi also. If the speed of EM waves do not change with medium, नहीं ये तो मैंने अभी just बताया ना, that the speed of EM waves changes with the medium. Okay, it changes. In vacuum, it is roughly 3 into 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second, but in water or say in some solid or in some liquid, it will be different. Okay. All right, then there is a doubt from Subodh. Sir, can any object or wave attain higher speed than light? No, that is not something which right now is possible. That is something which we say is the cosmological limit of speed. Right. So Ravi ka doubt hai, why is the speed of colors of Vibgyor different? No, that is not the case, Ravi. The speed is not different. The speed is same. Their wavelength is different. Okay. And because of different wavelength, they travel actually different distance. Speed is same. So the time taken is different because of the different distance that they traveled, because of the different angle at which they got refracted as a result of different wavelength. ठीक है, तो ये आप पढ़ोगे. You will study about this, Ravi, in your what should I say, in this chapter in physics called as wave optics. ठीक है, ray optics and wave optics में आप पढ़ोगे. All right, then there is another doubt from Purna. If electromagnetic waves are produced by charged particles accelerating, then does light have charged particles accelerating? नहीं Purna. See, there is a charged particle. ठीक है, ये charged particle है और ये accelerate कर रहा है. Now it is going to emit radiations. ठीक है, these radiations might be emitted in any direction. ठीक है, so these radiations, they are not carrying the particle. ठीक है, the particle might be going in one random direction and the radiations might be emitted in another random direction. ठीक है, so it is not the particle which is present in these radiations. ठीक है. All right, so Manya का doubt है, is there a possibility I will ever understand this concept? Well, definitely yes, Manya, there is a possibility that you will understand this concept, but to understand, you will have to understand the basics first. See, I'll tell you that many times you will come across certain topics or certain concepts which have a very deep fundamental explanation. Okay. However, sometimes it is not possible for you to get into the details of those explanations. जैसे I'll tell you, for example, जब आपने जूनियर क्लासेस में यही चैप्टर पढ़ा होगा, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम, ठीक है, तो एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सा एंड फंडामेंटल सा डाउट आपको आया होगा, दैट यू नो we know that same charges repel and opposite charges attract. So inside the nucleus, they say protons are present and protons are all positively charged. So why aren't those positively charged particles repelling each other, and why don't just the nucleus dismantles? Right? So it's a very fundamental, very important question, and I'm sure that you would have that doubt during that time as well. Right? Now, what is the answer to it? The answer to it is not something which you can fathom in those early days of your studies. Okay? The concept of nuclear force, the concept of nucleus के अंदर जो particles हैं उनके बीच का interaction is in fact an even more fundamental concept which you then study when you choose to pursue theoretical science. Okay? So all this possibility of understanding concepts do come, but you will have to then choose the appropriate direction. Okay. So right now the direction is not to get into that kind of details. The direction is to actually study this topic from the perspective of our examination. Okay. So since we are focusing on the examination, so there is sometimes a boundary that we'll have to draw, that let's not get any deeper than this. Okay. Otherwise we might get lost. We need to move to other subtopics as well. Okay. All right. Now let me continue with the टॉपिक इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, आपके डाउट्स खत्म नहीं होंगे. सी इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन जब मैं बकवास करता हूँ इस बारे में, तो डाउट्स खत्म ही नहीं होते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट वी आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस फ्रॉम अ फंडामेंटल पर्सपेक्टिव. राइट, इसके पहले मैंने आपको ये सब बताया, यू नो ये सब लाइक वेवलेंथ, फ्रीक्वेंसी, स्पीड, दे आर सच simple concepts, easy to visualize and understand, that you get a grip of it quite easily. ठीक है, तब आप मुझसे इतने डाउट्स नहीं पूछोगे. बट डेफिनेटली व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स, यू कांट रियली सी इट. ठीक है, you can't really visualize it, and that creates a lot of questions and doubts in your minds. ठीक है, so it's absolutely fine to come up with those, but again my job is to actually make you move rather than getting stuck also. So इसमें जितना मैं बता रहा हूँ उतना आप कॉन्सेप्ट समझना ध्यान से, दैट इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स के बारे में. ठीक है, जेम्स मैक्सवेल ने हमें क्या बताया, दैट when a charged particle undergoes acceleration, these alternating electrical and magnetic fields are produced, ठीक है, which transmit in form of waves that we call as electromagnetic waves. ठीक है, then उसकी कुछ इक्की दुक्की प्रॉपर्टीज हैं which I am asking you to retain. राइट, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, यहाँ पर जो चार्ज पार्टिकल से ऑल्टरनेटिंग इलेक्ट्रिक एंड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस हुए, इनकी एक प्रॉपर्टी होती है दैट दीज इलेक्ट्रिक एंड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड दे आर जनरेटेड परपेंडिकुलर टू ईच अदर. ठीक है, सो दिस इज समथिंग ऑफ अ कैच वर्ड हियर. ठीक है, परपेंडिकुलर. So they are generated perpendicular to each other, and they are mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation as well. ठीक है, so that is something which I want you to have a takeaway from this diagram. Then couple of other properties which are relevant for you to understand is that electromagnetic properties do not require any medium to travel. Okay, and in vacuum their speed is something that you must know. Okay, then as I said that electromagnetic waves, they all travel with the same speed. Okay, but they are different from each other in terms of their wavelength and frequency. So wavelength into frequency, as I said, gives you the speed. Okay, and speed of light is something which is constant. We represent it using c. So यहाँ पर depending upon the frequency, wavelength would change such that the overall speed is constant. And this is what gave rise to understanding electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so along with this theory of electromagnetic waves, there comes another important concept called as electromagnetic spectrum, which again you have studied in your junior classes, but I will still insist on a recap so that we are on the same page. What it means is a collection of electromagnetic waves of different frequency or wavelength. ठीक है, so we can have, यहाँ पर observe करना, we can have radiations with the very high wavelengths. ठीक है, we can have radiations with very small wavelengths. ठीक है, so वेवलेंथ अगर ज्यादा होगा तो you can see from the above equation that if the wavelength is more, then frequency will be less because their multiplication is a constant. So based on different values, okay, we have classified electromagnetic waves into certain blocks or certain regions. So there are radio waves which have wavelengths which are of the orders of meters and kilometers, okay, and they have very low frequency. Then you have microwaves, okay. You have infrared waves, infrared radiations. Then you have visible radiation, something which is visible to the naked eye. Okay. Then you have, just give me a second, guys. Right. So infrared के बाद में you have visible rays. Then you have UV rays, ultraviolet. Then more frequency or lesser wavelength, you have X-rays, followed by gamma rays. And then you can say cosmic rays. Okay, so as part of understanding the electromagnetic spectrum, one of the things that you should know and remember is the relative order in which wavelengths are increasing or decreasing. ठीक है, सो एक ये रिलेटिव ऑर्डर आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, देन in fact let me put frequency wala bar here. ठीक है, so you have increasing frequency as you go down and you have decreasing wavelength as you go down. ठीक है, so इसमें infrared region में, ठीक है, within the infrared region you must remember द रेंज ऑफ वेवलेंथ. ठीक है, वेवलेंथ बता दूंगा तो आप फ्रीक्वेंसी के बारे में भी एक आइडिया रख लोगे. ठीक है, एंड दीज आर ब्रॉड रेंजेस. ठीक है, सो डोंट होल्ड मी टू द एग्जैक्ट पिन पॉइंट कि इसको इंफ्रारेड बोलेंगे या इसको यूवी बोलेंगे. ठीक है, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ ब्रॉड रेंज. सो समवेयर फ्रॉम यू नो विजिबल के लिए हम बात करते हैं. सो 380 nanometer to 760 nanometer is what we see as the visible radiations का wavelength. ठीक है, infrared will be higher than that in terms of wavelength. So there are some 760 nanometer beyond to some say 6 into 10 raised to the power of 5 nanometer. ठीक है, अल्ट्रावायलेट इनसे थोड़े कम होते हैं, से 380 nanometer to some 10-15 nanometer. ठीक है, as I said, don't go by the exact values. I'm just giving you a broad range. ठीक है, सबका रेंज याद करने का जरूरत नहीं है, आप इन तीन का थोड़ा ध्यान रखो. ठीक है, and within visible, ठीक है, what I would recommend you is to actually get into this more detail. In visible, you know, violet light has lesser wavelength and more frequency, whereas you can say red light, okay, red light has more lambda, less nu, okay, more nu, less lambda, okay. With violet light is of higher frequency, red light is of lower frequency, okay. So this is something that you should remember as part of the electromagnetic spectrum, ठीक है. तीन चीजें मैंने आपको बोला यहाँ पे ध्यान रखने के लिए. वन इज द relative order in the increasing wavelength or decreasing wavelength, whichever you would want to remember. Then second thing जो मैंने आपको बोला याद रखने के लिए, that is infrared, visible and UV, ठीक है, इनका wavelength का range. And third thing that I would want you to remember is that within visible, the relative order of wavelength or frequency of different colors, ठीक है. हाँ, right Bhargav, that's true. सी ह्यूमन, ये जो विजिबल रीजन डिफाइन करा गया है ये ह्यूमंस के पर्सपेक्टिव से डिफाइन करा गया है. सर्टेन एनिमल्स दे कैन एक्चुअली सी they can actually see light in or they can see electromagnetic radiations in different regions as well. ठीक है. सो इतना एक बैकग्राउंड आपके दिमाग में रहना चाहिए when it comes to the wave theory of light. ठीक है. All right. Now let's understand, or let's move on to the next theory, the next understanding that we have. So यहाँ पर आप observe करना that towards the end of 18th century, there were actually certain experiments. I'm not sorry, not 18th century, my bad. Towards the end of 19th century, 18th क्या बोल रहा है? Towards the end of 19th century, certain experiments were not explained satisfactorily. ठीक है, were not explained satisfactorily. स्पेलिंग सही है क्या? आई आएगा क्या बीच में? नहीं, आई नहीं आना चाहिए. आई डोंट थिंक सो. तुम लोगों का कहना है आई आएगा लक्ष्मी? नहीं यार, आई डोंट थिंक सो. ठीक है यार, एक्चुअली तुम लोगों का इंग्लिश बेटर है, तो आई विल गो विद यू. All right, so satisfactorily, so they were not explained satisfactorily by wave theory of light. ठीक है, अभी तक सब अच्छा चल रहा था. जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द 19th सेंचुरी, ठीक है, 1800s के अराउंड, ठीक है, वेव थ्योरी ऑफ लाइट केम इन. ठीक है, स्टार्टिंग ऑफ 19th सेंचुरी के पहले पार्टिकल थ्योरी था जो न्यूटन ने प्रपोज किया था 1700 समथिंग्स में. दैट वाज न्यूटन. देन 1800 समथिंग की स्टार्टिंग में यंग्स डबल स्लिट एक्सपेरिमेंट था, हॉयगन्स प्रिंसिपल केम इन एंड द वेव थ्योरी ऑफ लाइट गॉट एस्टैब्लिश्ड. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट 1850s में, ठीक है, मिड ऑफ 19th सेंचुरी, दिस theory of electromagnetism that actually further substantiated the wave theory of light, and it went into the details of explaining what exactly light is. Okay, what exactly electromagnetic wave and electromagnetic radiation is, what is its origin, what is its properties, and like a very wholesome theory it felt like. But थोड़ा सा आगे 1890s में, ठीक है, there were actually certain experiments that came in which were not well explained by this wave theory of light. Okay, and they became actually very big questions to be answered. Okay, there are these four main experiments. ठीक है, one was black body radiation, there was photoelectric effect, there was atomic spectrum, and heat capacities of solids at low temperature. ठीक है, ये चार मेन एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हैं जो कि हिस्ट्री में हाईलाइट करे जाते हैं, which were not well explained by the wave theory of light. They were visible holes or visible drawbacks that wave theory of light was struggling to explain. And this is what led to the next theory of light that we are going to talk about, called as quantum theory of light, come into picture. ठीक है, and बहुत ही interesting, like extremely interesting story है of how Max Planck came up with the theory of quantum theory of light. ठीक है, so we will talk about these experiments. ठीक है, in fact we are going to talk about the first three. The fourth one तो I am not even going to discuss or talk about. ये थोड़ा सा हमारे सर के ऊपर से ही रहेगा, तो हम लोग इसके ऊपर नहीं बात करेंगे. मैं ब्लैक बॉडी रेडिएशन को एक सुपरफिशियल तरीके से एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. ठीक है, बट फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट एंड एटॉमिक स्पेक्ट्रम, they are going to be quite crucial. ठीक है, we will get into the details of them and do their math also. That their math is also something that we can do. ठीक है, फर्स्ट और फोर्थ वाले का मैथ थोड़ा सा हमारे बस का नहीं है. ठीक है, बट द second and third are something which are actually part of our syllabus that we go into a lot of details of. ठीक है, so let's take a pause here. ठीक है, आज का क्लास का टाइम अपना यहाँ पर ओवर हो गया है, बट नेक्स्ट क्लास में definitely we will have a lot of interesting insights into the Max Planck's quantum theory of light, and we will have a lot many numericals to also deal with it. ठीक है, अभी के लिए इतना काफी है. I don't have much homework to assign to you from this class as well. ठीक है, हम लोगों ने जस्ट वेव्स के बारे में थोड़ा सा आइडिया लिया है जो कि हमें आगे काफी जगह काम आने वाला है. ठीक है, so let's keep the things at that right now. In next class we'll begin with the Max Planck theory of light. ठीक है, all right, any questions or doubts? नहीं केदार, बस थ्योरी पार्ट इस चैप्टर का ऑलमोस्ट डन है. अभी इसके आगे थरो न्यूमेरिकल्स शुरू होने वाले हैं. द नेक्स्ट क्लास ऑनवर्ड्स you will find yourself in interesting qualitative as well as quantitative analysis. All right, great guys. So then let's meet sometime next week and we'll start with the quantum theory of light. Okay, there's a doubt from Ayur. So light contains particles called photons. So will it be affected by mass? So will gravity affect it? It does actually. Ayur, matlab light of stars and distant galaxies, they are actually deflected by black holes. So that is how we actually detected black holes, because black holes दिखते थोड़े ना है, they actually bend the beam of light going around them. So they do have, but in order to see that effect, the gravitational pull has to be massive. ठीक है, तो ऐसे अर्थ पे जब हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, तो फॉर ऑल प्रैक्टिकल पर्पसेस वी नेग्लेक्ट एनी इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी ऑन लाइट. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाई जूनियर क्लासेस में जब आप थ्योरी पढ़ते हो तो उसमें आपको सिखाया जाता है लाइट ट्रेवल्स इन स्ट्रेट लाइंस. दैट इज एक्चुअली नॉट करेक्ट. लाइट एक्चुअली बेंड्स. even if it is traveling in vacuum, light bends. It can be bent by a very very strong gravitational pull. हाँ सुमित, बोलो आपका क्या डाउट है? Do you want me to unmute you ताकि you can just say it rather than type it? हाँ बोलो।
सर मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि सर अकॉर्डिंग टू गूगल गामा रेज एज द हाईएस्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू द चार्ट यू मेड कॉस्मिक रेज को होना चाहिए ना, द हाईएस्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी वाला
हाँ हाँ
रेज।
राइट।
बट गूगल के अकॉर्डिंग इट इज गामा रेज।
अरे गूगल के अकॉर्डिंग कुछ नहीं है रे। गूगल इज नॉट समथिंग दैट पब्लिशेस रिजल्ट्स। गूगल पे आपने कहीं किसी वेबसाइट पे पढ़ लिया होगा। सो डोंट get into any random source. Study from some authentic sources. राइट राइट आदित्य। ठीक है। अच्छा आयुर अभी थोड़ा सा तुम मतलब ऑफ टॉपिक जा रहे हो, ये हम लोग कभी बात करेंगे फुर्सत में। ठीक है अभी लेट्स कॉल इट अ डे। यू गाइस हैड अ लॉन्ग डे, 3 क्लासेस बैक टू बैक। ये सब लार्ज हेड्रॉन कोलाइडर और इनसे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हम लोग सब बाद में देखेंगे। ठीक है दे आर जस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्सेशन पॉइंट्स। ठीक है all right chalo, thank you guys, let's close the session for the day. I'll send the recording as well as the notes for the day. Bye.